Hey you guys, it's Peter, and I'm back. Of course I'm back. I'm not going anywhere. Boost! And I have somebody with me. I'm YouTube Rave is now available in 2018. The album, Dad AF. And today I have a really good friend of mine with me. This is my friend, Allie. And Allie lives in Los Angeles now, but we have been friends we were trying to figure it out.
Oh my God.
I mean, we don't want to age ourselves, and Allie lies about her age. I didn't know that. So, we've been friends for quite some time.
Yeah.
Since our early 20s, we've been really, really good friends. So, when I knew I was coming out here, I was like, I gotta meet up with Allie, and let's go out to lunch, and let's do a little video together. So, I've got some other collabs planned. I'm getting ready, actually, to go leave and do one here in an hour. But I said, girl, we gotta do a video first. So, we're gonna do we gotta do a little video. And we're gonna talk about us back in the day, and I went on Instagram and I asked if anybody had any questions about me from back in the day. So we just went to the Ivy, which was, I've heard about it from celebrities and stuff forever. It was really cute.
Very cute.
Very cute.
Yeah.
And so look, Allie has her little Gucci fanny pack here too, isn't that cute?
Yeah.
So,
had to look the part.
Had to look the part. So let me tell you first of all, okay, before we get into this. So I met Allie at a rave when I was like 18 or 19. Okay, so Allie is a very important person in Indianapolis. She ran the coat check at this bar called CT Peppers, and so everybody knows her. But anyway, I met Allie. Allie is kind of like a local celebrity in Indianapolis. So everybody knew who she was back in the day, and people still know who she is. So I met her at a rave. I remember seeing her, and I was like, oh, she's fantastic. Like, I have to know her. But we didn't actually become friends till like a couple years after that. Like, then I got sober, and then she and I became friends. And, so yeah, we've been...
It's probably a good thing that we started being friends after you were sober.
Yeah, exactly.
Because that could have been a mess.
Yeah, us drinking together would not have been any good.
Good.
So, so then Allie, while I knew her in Indianapolis, and she's gonna talk a little bit about this in a second, I just found out that she just did a movie with Logan Paul, and she met Logan Paul, so we're gonna talk about Logan Paul in a second. But when I was friends with her in Indianapolis, Allie did a movie with Will Smith. And then you did the other movie. What was it called?
Circus Maximus.
Circus Maximus. And then we just decided one day you're coming to LA.
Yeah, I'll tell you real quickly. So when I did the movie with Will Smith, I was his daughter's body double, stand-in in I Am Legend. After I got back home to Indy, after filming that in New York, Indianapolis Woman did a story about...
Oh, I remember
me.
that, yeah.
Yeah.
Magazine.
I ended up on the cover. It was like a 3-4 page article about me aspiring to be an actress. So the one thing that made me move was this. So there was... I was actually, after Coat Check, life after Coat Check, I was bartending at a bar downtown Indy called The Ugly Monkey, which is gone now. And I remember I was bartending, and this African-American lady, probably in her 50s, came in to my bar. She walked up to my bar and she said to me, I read your article in Indianapolis Woman when you were on the cover. I read your story and how you were in that movie, but you want to do more. You want to be an actress. She was like, honey, what are you doing here? She's like, why are you behind this bar right now? And I was just like, well, what do you mean? I love it. It's fun. And my friends are here. It's great. She goes, no. Time is ticking. I read your story. Why are you here? You need to go. And that just always stuck in my head. Like the stranger, I don't know her. I don't even know her name. But she, literally, after reading that, she was questioning, why am I here? And then I was like, yeah, I mean, why am I here? I mean, I get it. I'm having fun, bartending, whatever. But life is moving, and it's either now or never. So then after she said that, I thought about it, and that was it.
She's gone. She's literally gone. And you know, Allie is somebody that really, really has always inspired me because she doesn't ever let any kind of adversity get her down and things like that. And, you know, like, I remember when we first met, and I would ask you, like, I'm always somebody that asks a lot of questions, like, what words do you prefer? And she said, I like the word little person. And, you know, she would say, you know, she would talk about her size and, like, things that are hard and what people, like, we were just at the Ivy, and this family came in, and this little girl was, like, sitting there, and she was just, like, staring at Allie, and I said, do you get this a lot from kids? And, like, out here, because in Indianapolis, you did, but, like, So many people knew Allie in Indianapolis. I mean, so many people know her in Indianapolis. Like, she's really that. So I said, do you get a lot of kids that stare at you? And you had said, you were like, yeah, they're real intrigued. But
yeah. Well, a lot of kids, they don't understand because they're like, well, for one, she looks different, but she's tiny like me or smaller than me. But she's like running around doing stuff. Her mom is nowhere in sight. Right. I've had little kids come up to me. I had a little girl come up to me recently and said, "Where's your mommy at?" And I'm like, "Well, my mom's in Vegas, you know." I'm like, what do you mean? Where's my mom at? I'm rolling solo, little girl. But
you said they're really kind usually.
Yeah, most kids are kind. I mean, kids do. You know, they have no filters. I mean, I've heard some things like, "Mommy, look at her, Mommy," you know, like. So I've heard some stuff, and the parents are always like, "Oh God," they're embarrassed. That's why I say, teach your kids at a young age that there are people that are going to be different, and I say it's okay. Also, teach your kids to ask questions, because I love questions. I don't get offended, but teach them manners. You know, like look, but don't stare. And if you're inquisitive about something, go up to the person and ask them. You know, like most people that are different like me are okay with that, but we're not okay with like rudeness or staring or saying like derogatory stuff like that. That's
and you've gotten it from adults too. I've been with you when adults have said freak shit and stuff.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
it's rude stuff.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
I'm just like, and Allie, let me just tell you, handles it with a charm. So I'm gonna list her social media below too, so you guys can go check her out. But yeah, she just always handles it just so well. Just like so kind, so nice about things, and just like, yeah, can't be bothered with all of that. I mean, Allie is somebody that I really like looking back. There have been like only a few times that I know that you were really kind of going through it and having a hard time. But other than that, like, you really are a really positive person.
Well, you know, thank you. I try because here's the thing. At some point in your life when you're giving something that is a total different situation, at some point in your life you have to accept it. You have to accept it and realize this is what it is. This is what it's always going to be. So once you accept that and learn to love yourself for who you are and for what your situation is, that's when you can start making power moves from just accepting what the situation is. So whatever your situation is, it doesn't have to be like something like me, but you know, whether it's like going through a divorce or, you know, losing a job or losing a loved one or something happens to you physically, like becoming ill or whatever, you know, accepting it, you know, and don't make it your downfall. Don't make it like, oh my God, this is what it is. Like, accept it and be positive about it and be, you know, make the most out of it. Like, figure out what can you do being this person or being in this situation. What can you do to make it a good thing, a positive thing?
Turn your wounds into wisdom.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I love that. I'm still that.
That's Oprah.
But, yeah, that's
it's
what
Oprah,
I do.
not me.
I'm taking that one.
Yeah, and I think, like, you know, and so people have asked a lot, like I've fed out that I'm changing this channel up a lot, and I'm still going to do the drama, I'm still going to do it, but a lot of what I want to do is I want to start doing interviews, and I want to do, because my husband and I ran a website for many years, she knows that, where we would interview like mainstream celebrities and stuff.
Amazing.
And I want to just start interviewing just random people that have inspired me in my life, as well as, you know, celebrities and things like that, and I've reached out to a lot, and I have some things planned which I'm real excited about. But she has kind of done some celebrity things too. So she moved out here, and then so give the short rundown of like when you first moved out here. You were working at
yeah, short rundown.
Venice Beach, right?
No, well, when I first got here, I started working at the infamous Beachers Madhouse. If you don't know what that is, just look it up on the internet. But
it's how she met Paris. So she was working at this exclusive club. She was just telling us all about it. She got to meet the Kardashians and Paris Hilton and became friends with Paris Hilton. You went to her birthday party and stuff, all kinds of stuff. So she's listening. I said to her, how did you meet all these people? And she goes, it's no different than Indianapolis, just going out. She's like, you know I love to go out. She was just showing me videos from, she went to a Super Bowl party last night. She was like singing Journey. No matter how old we get, Journey.
No, it's always the go-to song.
And so then you did that, and then
yeah, I just with between going out and between working at this club I used to work at, I was an impersonator, a mini impersonator to like Nicki Minaj, Whitney Houston.
What's your Whitney Houston song?
Of course, Dance with Somebody.
I wanna dance with somebody. Can you want to flip a fan? Can you flip a fan?
I don't know. See,
okay.
I'm gonna kill you.
Watch.
Kill us. Oh. Okay. Right, I got it.
Oh, I Okay, so good.
Yes. So anyway, so yeah, but anyway, working at that club, it was, you know, a celebrity-based club. The who's who of Hollywood would come there to party, and so I was an entertainer there. So through that, I met so many people. The owner of the club also hooked me up with meeting everyone. So shout out to Jeff. But anyway, yeah, and then you know, a combination of going out, meeting other people. This town, LA, is not really what you know. It is who you know. So know everyone that you can. Shout out to those that are moving here.
To be a movie star.
Yeah.
I won't be moving here. This town is not for me.
We're going to change that.
No.
We could do this all the time.
We could.
But no, so yeah, I've met everyone. I've gone a lot of places. I've been around things that I never, ever would have dreamt of living. And I'm not putting down my hometown. I love Indianapolis.
People do this that move away. Don't you hate that? They always want to put down your
I know. I have to say, no, I love home is home. It always will be. And I've had the best times of my life in Indy. Some of them with you.
Yes.
But no.
Back in the days, dancing at Eden Bar in the corner. That was us. Hey. We thought we were everything. Look.
Oh,
did you ever did you think 20 years later you would be like living in LA doing all this? She's currently in a play. She's in a live play. It's called Roxy.
Yeah, I'm in an upcoming play.
And then so you were working at, what was the place that you were working at that ended up becoming the TV show? Was it called Freak Show?
Freak Show.
The Freak Show.
Yeah.
In Venice Beach.
Yes. Shout out to Todd for putting me on. Shout out to everyone. But no, I worked at a place called The Freak Show. A lot of people had problems with that word, if you haven't seen the show. Because a lot of people that were there were people that were different. Like me, little people. One guy had, I forget the name of the disease. It's where you have, like, basically cysts all over your bodies. So people thought, oh, well, this owner is putting these people in this show, and it's called Freak Show. He's making fun of people. No, quite the opposite. It was a celebration of being different.
Oh, I like that.
Yeah, and that was his.
So the word wasn't offensive to you?
No. No. At first I was kind of like, but then I came and checked it out before I started working there. This is way before the TV show. And once I saw that he actually celebrated people's different. Our motto of the show is called "Say No to Normal." That is like the motto of the show. Say, like, what is normal? Like, no one's...
I'll tell you what's not normal sitting here, and this is totally off the subject. My husband spotted this at lunch. I'm sitting here, I'm looking at her, I'm like, it is really different. She got her veneers done, and I'm like, I want veneers so bad now.
I had a big, when Peter knew me, I
liked the gap, though.
Yeah, it was, I know it was my thing. But, you know, I'm in Hollywood now, and I'm, you know... Gotta be in front of the camera.
She still doesn't know how to park though. She's like, can you go back and read that sign to make sure that... It's so funny because I showed it on my vlog, but Allie has hand controls for her car. So she was trying to get the valet guys to understand it. But when I very first got in Allie's car back in the day, God, I was probably 22 or 23, and I can remember, well, 23 because I was sober, but I can remember getting in her car, and I was telling her I still pull by her apartment all the time, and I see it, I'm like, oh, Allie's car's not there anymore. But she has these hand controls, and I was like, she's gonna kill us in this car doing this with this hand control thing. I don't know what she's doing. Okay, so
I still can't drive right. But.
No, you're fine. You're a good driver. Okay, so then that became the TV show Freak Show on AMC.
Yes.
Which then became on Netflix.
Yes, and it got sold to Netflix. So it was like we were doing, you know, I'm first time ever on a reality show. And I'm on AMC, and I'm like, I already was a huge AMC fan anyway, Walking Dead and all that stuff. So to be on the same network as
cool.
That, I mean, you know, it was a different night, but to be on that network was just like, oh my God, you know, and then...
it is surreal, isn't it? Like, when you come from, like, I mean, like, just the chance that I've gotten to meet some of these people that I've met is just, like, I don't think, like, people ask all the time, like, well, you met this person, it's like, it's surreal. It's like, I still just feel like I'm just this dude in the middle of Indianapolis, and it's like, oh my God, like... I got to meet, like, Shane Dawson or somebody. You know what I mean? It's, like, surreal. It's so weird.
Talk about the Logan Paul thing. I'm so proud of you, by the way. So proud. I mean, he's talking about me, but let's talk about him for a second.
No, that's not.
Because I knew him when we were in, like, you know, in the Eden in
people asked what you thought of me back in the day. What did you think of me back? Because she didn't know me in high school. People said in high school, but
I didn't know him in high school. But so we met as young adults, and you know, kind of out in the scene. And I'm a fun person, and I think fun attracts fun. So what I thought of you is you are just this fun guy. Like, what I liked is that me and you were always like, ooh, that guy's cute, that guy's cute. Like, we were always scoping around, looking at the hottest guy in the club. You know, just, we were laughing constantly. Everything was funny. Like, sharing a good laugh. Like, such good friends, and I had the time of my life with you. And
we did. I miss it so much.
I know.
And I don't even, you still go out and do stuff. I don't do all that anymore.
Well, you know, I know you're, you know, the married life.
I did remember her back in the day thinking to myself, why is she here? Like, I always thought that, because I always thought you were, like, meant for so much more than just, like, being in Indianapolis. And there's nothing wrong with being in Indianapolis. Like, I love Indianapolis, you know, but I knew it wasn't for you.
Yeah, I just outgrew
And she was so humble. Like, when she went and did the I Am Legend thing, we were talking about this at lunch. Like, I didn't even know. Like, she didn't even say anything about it. And then she came back and just like, oh yeah, I was in Will Smith's I Am Legend. I'm like on the video, like rewinding it and stuff. Okay, so you just recently, you've met Logan Paul several times, you said.
Yes.
I was like, do you watch YouTube at all? And because she was asking me about YouTube. And she was like, yeah, I mean, she was like, I've done a couple things with some YouTubers. And I was like, who have you done YouTube stuff with? And she goes, I mean, Logan Paul. And I go, what? She goes, yeah, I just did like a movie with him. I go, you did a movie with Logan Paul? She's like, yeah. And I did like, did you do like a podcast or something?
Yeah, we did. And it wasn't a podcast. So obviously he has his own YouTube, whatever.
Yes,
I don't even.
She doesn't even know. I go, you do realize he's a little like, he's been offensive. And she goes, yes, I understand that. She knows about all that.
I did a skit on, and it still hasn't aired on his channel yet. He told me just around my birthday, which was last month, he said that it's gonna be airing soon. But you know, listen, this is my thing with him. I know the whole controversy, and I know like what he did.
I wanted her to talk about this to show a different side of Logan Paul.
Yeah, I know. I don't know like in depth about it, but I do know about it, and I don't know how. I do know it was offensive to many people. But let me just set the record straight. He is honestly a really, really great, wonderful human being. You know, giving me the opportunity to do the skit on his channel. I also worked with them on the set of an upcoming movie called, I can't say a lot about it, but it's called Airplane Mode. It is going to eventually come out. I think it will be in theaters, and he is like the main character. But just being around him those times, I've also been around him at a couple of parties, and each and every time he like is so. We just talk, like, I know he's Logan Paul, but to me, he's just, like,
tell about
cool dude.
Tell
like,
about when you were filming, like, on the street.
Yeah, like, you know, the thing about, like, when we were, you know, people have their opinions, but this is what a nice guy he is. Even when we're on a time crunch, when you're filming something, you only have so much time to film. But even despite that, like, there were, like, of course, like, people were driving down the street, and the kids would make their parents, oh my God, it's Logan Paul, stop. So the parents would pull over so the kids could go take a picture. And the kids are standing off to the side and they're wanting to ask for a picture. And granted, we're time crunched, but he would stop what he was doing, give the kids, you know, the picture that they wanted so badly, and then go back to filming. So he's got a heart of gold.
Yeah, Allie was like, I was like, so he's really not, you know, what everybody says. And she goes, no, and Allie's no BS. And she's like, no, he was really a nice guy to me. And she was like, super nice.
Super nice guy.
Then what was the other show that you did that you just were telling me about? Called Deep something, Breath, something.
Oh,
Deep
Circus
Breath.
Maximus?
No, the TV show.
I did Little
Women.
She did
Little Women LA, and they were bitches to her.
Yeah.
I called her. I said, those women were not nice to you, and I didn't like it. And I said, it's because you're cuter than all of them. No, but
thank you.
This one day, back in the day, this is what I always remember about Allie. We were meeting at the Casbah. Do you remember that?
Oh, my God.
And I said, okay, well, what time are you going to be there? She's like, don't even worry about it. She goes, you'll know me. I'll be the one that looks like Beyonce. I was like, what? She goes, I think you got, like, I don't know if I want to, do you care about, do you get your hair, you have weave.
I have a hair weave.
So she got all blonde, right? And I'm like, so I pull up this bar, like this in Indianapolis, and it's this shitty old bar that you like go, it's a fun bar though. But you like go downstairs, right? And so there is Allie sitting at the bar in this leather jacket, and she turns and she's like, it's all this blonde hair. I was like, what is she? She thinks she's Beyonce up in here.
Little mini Beyonce.
Okay, so what was, that's what you need to do.
Oh, I've done it before. Okay. I've been mini Beyonce.
She's been mini everything, I'm sure. Was there anybody that you impersonated that you hated impersonating?
No. My favorite's Whitney Houston because I love her. But but there is a nightmare story with that though. Someone, I did that. No, I can't talk about it. It was bad. I got really pissed off. So this was right after she passed away.
Somebody was disrespectful about her.
Like one of the people in my shows, I don't want to say too much, but they start throwing, like I'm literally performing the song, and then right after they start throwing powdered whatever.
Oh,
it's supposed to be.
that's horrible.
It really pissed me off. I'm like, come on, like, poor taste, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I love her, and I do her very well. Like, you know, I have.
Did you do the sweating and all this?
Oh yeah, I'll have to show you video of me impersonating her on stage. But yeah, like I definitely channel my inner Whitney. But yeah, but no, it's fun. That was a fun time in my life doing impersonations, and I never thought, like, I used to be just so shy, and I never thought like I would be like working at this amazing club in front of all these celebrities. I did this in front of Johnny Depp one time.
But she doesn't know the roll-offs from Little People Big World, because I asked her. I said, "Do you know them?" Because I love that show so much. She's like, "No."
No.
She just looked at me like, "Why are you asking me this question?" I was like, "Well, we're on Little Women LA. I mean, I don't know."
Yeah. No.
She goes, "But do you know the couple that has the kids?" Then she said that to me. I'm like,
yeah, I'm not really.
What's the TV show? Tell the TV show that you were on.
Oh, so I did a show called Better Things. It used to be a billboard right outside of there on Sunset, but anyway, I was on an episode. Some of you might have saw it, and if not, look.
Probably not, girl.
It was a great scene. I was with the main character, Pamela Aldon, and she's been in everything. And her and I had a scene together. It was amazing. Oh, last week I was in a movie where I played a bartender, and I served. I had a scene with Summer Phoenix. If you don't know who she is, she's River and Joaquin's sister.
What is so weird about that is I just walked down the street, and do you know what's right here? The Viper Room where he passed away.
Oh yeah.
So weird.
Right, it's right there. Right.
Okay, I do want Allie to talk about this, because this is instead of her just listing all of her millions of accolades because she's so famous. Okay, I want you to talk about really quick about the whole perception in LA of, like, we were talking about, does your agent send you out to these? I'm gonna stop it really quick.
Okay.
Almost to the end, and then I'll start it right back up again. Okay. Hold on. Okay, I want to talk about this really quick because I thought this was so interesting in talking about diversity and inclusivity and things like that. I was saying, like, I think Alex asked, like, does your agent send you out on a lot of stuff? And she was like, I only get sent out on roles for little people. I don't understand why. Well, how do you say it? How you said it? I thought it was so good.
Yeah, it's okay. So you think of a commercial or a movie or whatever, and think about it. I mean, there's always like a scene or whatever. Here's my beef with Hollywood. My problem. Why can't a little person just be a woman in a coffee shop, or a nurse, or a lawyer, or like a woman walking her dog, or like with her baby? Like, not just a little woman, a little person in general. Like, little people, and I mean, think about of all the times you've seen little people in anything, except for Peter Dinklage, because he's killing it. But with aside from him, think about when you see little people, you usually see them as elves or leprechauns or like scary creatures or whatever in like a movie or TV. And I'm like, but why can't we just be normal people? Like,
which is probably why there's a perception that a lot of people are like afraid of little people.
Yeah, because you don't see us doing normal shit.
Right.
Like, I do normal stuff. I go to Target. I go to walk into Starbucks.
You do?
I actually do.
Is there a little person Target?
There needs to be, with like half the price. But no, I do regular stuff, and I'm like, why can't?
But you know what I think is interesting that you're saying that, and that's why I said that about the Target, because it's like, I wonder if your perception about that is also because, like, coming from Indianapolis, like, nobody saw you, I don't believe. I mean, I've witnessed it from people, strangers, but I would say the majority of the people that you hung out with and were friends with, nobody saw you as, like, Allie, who was little.
No.
They always just, it was Allie.
And you know why? And that's because the more you're around someone, you don't see their differences. The more you expose yourself to someone that is different from you, you just don't notice it. Like, I mean, you know, like, that's what I'm saying. So with little people not being present all the time in TV and film, then when you do see one, some people freak out about it because they're not used to seeing this on a daily basis. If that were to change and you know, Hollywood would be more open to that, to casting, us doing
like just
whatever.
a nurse in Grey's Anatomy.
Yeah,
or something.
exactly.
Not
Then it
because
would-
they need a little person, but just because they need a nurse.
Yeah, exactly.
Then we would start changing our perceptions.
Yeah, you would
about
change
that.
your perception, and then
I
we would
agree.
be viewed as more. I don't want to be viewed. I don't like the word normal because I don't like that word. But I'm just saying it would just be like a regular thing. It
Why
wouldn't
don't
be
you like
such
that
a
word?
Because I'm like, well, I'm just like, what is normal? Because I think we're all freaks, really, at the end of the day. And who wants to be normal anyway? That sounds boring. But you know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, just the more you expose
I like
yourself
that.
to something.
I like that. I'm stealing that.
Okay, I still.
Okay.
No, but I just think that, and
My
I'm
mind
not
is
bragging on
processing as she's
Hollywood.
talking.
I'm not bragging on you because
No, because she needs a job. She needs a job. But I think, I don't know. I think that you're so right about that. I think that's right about anything when you talk about inclusivity,
Yeah.
And I think that's really why we see, like, with the LGBTQ plus, community now, it's like because of Ellen DeGeneres wasn't the lesbian talk show host, she was just a talk show host.
Yep, exactly.
So when we start seeing that change over time is when it will change. Yeah.
Exactly.
Should we ask some of these questions?
Sure, let's go for it.
What is one thing, this is interesting, what is one thing you have taken from each other wisdom-wise? She's like, girl, I didn't take anything from Peter, I don't know.
No, I do. I like your perseverance. Like, I like your determination. Like, we haven't seen each other well, so we're catching up, and I'm finding out. I mean, yeah, I see what he does, like, on Facebook and stuff, and you see, but there are things.
Y'all know I don't get on the Facebook ever.
All right, but no. But I'm learning, like I just see that you're pushing through, and you're doing what you're passionate about. That's and also going back, rewinding, because I know, and I'm so proud, like with your sobriety and everything, you've helped so many people, and you continue to do that.
I appreciate that.
Yeah, no, and you continue to do that, and I just admire you for just getting sober.
And that's why I tell my story on here, because it's so important for me.
It's so important for anyone to hear it, because you've been there, you've lived it, and so you're helping other. I just love how you're helping people through your message, and so that's what I really take.
I think I've actually taken the same thing kind of from you.
Okay, so yeah.
But I also think, like, for you, like, I can remember, like, I remember back in the day, like, especially with, okay, this is gonna get personal for a second, but like with relationships, like, and Allie's had her fair share of relationships, but back in the day she would really struggle, and I can remember thinking to myself, like, there's always somebody out there that has what you're going through, but harder. And that's how I would look at Allie at the time. But you never let it seem to bother you. You just were like, I'm gonna get through this. It's gonna be okay. Like, and now look at you. I mean, you're living like your dream.
Yeah, I when I'm alone, there are a lot of things that have built up over the years that do personally bother me. When I have my alone time, I really reflect on these things, but at the same time, with life, you have to keep going, and you can't let these things disappoint other people's disappointments and stuff like get you down.
I totally agree with that.
Yeah, you can't.
That's other people's stuff.
Yeah,
you are not in that.
Yeah.
Like, what other people's issues are with you are not your issues.
Exactly. And if you really love yourself and believe in yourself, you know how great you are. And just because someone else didn't want to continue that journey with you or whatever, that you can't take that personal. You just have to keep believing in yourself and keep striving to be better and better, not for someone else, be better for yourself.
Right.
And that's literally where I'm at right now. I'm trying to be the most best person just for me and me only. And whoever wants to take to that in the future, then whatever.
Whoever wants to be around your positivity it's there. Who doesn't?
Yeah.
Okay.
Kick rocks.
And she's always been kick rocks, and she's always been like that. Always, Yeah, so, okay, let's see what else. Do you remember what your first impression of me was? We don't really remember meeting each other. It's so weird we were talking about that. I remember seeing her at this rave. There was these two guys in Indianapolis that used to throw raves. They were like really popular for it. And I remember seeing her there sitting in a couch in the entrance. You were sitting with another friend of ours that is a very good friend of ours. And I remember seeing her sitting there, and I was just like, she's fantastic. Your hair was short. She had shorter hair. She had like a bob, right?
They didn't really have good weaves back then.
You were so hilarious. Okay, did you ever think Peter would grow up to become a YouTuber of the world?
No.
She didn't even know. I like came out here. I said, do you want to make a video with me? She goes, video for what? I go, well, I make YouTube videos now. And she's like, yeah, sure,
I'm like,
okay.
what? You do? I'm like, wait, we needed to catch up like way before this.
I mean, we talk, but we don't talk like that. Like when she comes to town, she'll be like, I'm coming to town and all this kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And
it's always a whirlwind when I come to town. It's like,
because she's so famous, everybody wants to see her now.
It's just,
for being the coat check girl at CT Peppers. For how many years did you work there?
I was there for 7 years.
Oh my God, she told us today. I was like, did you really make good money there? She goes, she pulls these 2 dates out. Are you ready? New Year's and the day before Thanksgiving, she could pull in. What'd you say, $800?
I made one time, yeah, it was almost $800. But this goes on twice a year, every year.
And but every other night, she said she made about $200.
Yeah.
But if you're in Indianapolis this day, if you ask, they're like, oh, do you know Allie Chapman? They're like, oh, the coat check girl from CT Pack. She's like famous. And then people, they didn't even care to coat check their coats. They would just come there to go see her. She said, oh yeah, everybody came back to my window just to hang out.
Everybody came back to my window.
Because you're so fun.
Like, everyone. And like, it was like, oh my God. I met half of Indianapolis because they came and checked their coat with me. So, shout out to everyone at home.
Somebody said, what is Peter like when he's flustered or angry? I don't know that she knows me like that.
I
like,
don't know.
Do you?
No, I don't think you know what? Because it was always fun times.
Yeah.
It was always good times with us. So, I was never really with him when, he had, and I don't think he's ever seen me like that.
Like, Allie and I went through, okay, so we were a lot of, like, going out, friends together and stuff, but then there were times, because I feel like there was, like, a year where we hung out together a lot, like, at home. Like, I came to your apartment and stuff like that.
That's true.
And we would go out to dinner.
Slow down.
Yeah, and then it started, we started to slow down. Well, she didn't. And then and then I was always in relationships, which always had a lot to do with kind of, like, when I was going out and stuff. And then I remember the birthday party that we were talking about, and that was like, I didn't see you after that for a while. I kind of feel like, well, you were in a relationship for a really long time.
I got a relationship too, so
yeah.
You know how that goes.
So like, I really want to get a friend of mine on here from like high school that would like be able to tell you like, okay, this is what I was like. But we both graduated a year apart, and we went to rival high schools.
Yeah.
Yeah, so.
That's right.
She was class of 91, I was class of 90.
Don't say my age. I was class of
she's class
2001.
She's class of 2000.
Yeah, there we go.
You and Alex are almost the same age. I'm sorry. You want me to edit that out?
I don't care.
Okay,
no.
she doesn't care.
It's okay.
Okay. Who do you like better, Givenchy or Valentino?
I like Givenchy, I think, a little bit better. But, but again,
if you could have any...
I don't have any clothes from either because, for one, I can't afford it. But two, more importantly, they don't make kids' clothes. So let's change that.
Tonight, you're so funny. Tonight,
and then I'll wear it.
Somebody said, how did you become friends? That's like the last question. There weren't a lot of questions. We don't really remember, but I think it all started at this bar called Eden in Indianapolis, and we used to always dance in the left-hand corner by the speaker, and we would always be on the stage, and Allie would just stand up there and she would dance. And I was friends with these two twins, and I said their names, or I won't say their names on here, but I was friends with these two twins, not the friends I was friends with in high school, but other friends, and that were going to be supermodels. They weren't. But they were, but anyway, they knew Allie, and they introduced me to Allie, and then Allie and I became friends, and then it was Allie and I, and then this third friend that Allie was best friends with, and have been since high school. And so the three of us, and my friend that I used to go out, well, she asked me today, she's like, whatever happened to that friend of yours that moved to Germany? I was like, it was in her.
Yeah, I remember.
She and I, that was my roommate back in the day, and she and I used to... Well, would that have been, then you would have known me before I got sober.
I guess I did.
Yeah,
I feel like I knew you when you were drinking, but
and then
you
after.
quickly got sober after that.
Yeah.
But we're still friends. Like,
I'll
take you drunk or sober, I don't care.
She didn't get sober.
No, I didn't.
She still likes a good cocktail.
Now I just like my wine, but I mean...
You just dated yourself. You just showed your age. That has nothing to do with me showing graduating glasses. Okay. Well, we're going to get off here now. Do you want to flip the fan one more time? Can you do it?
Yeah.
Let's see if she remembers how to do it.
Wait.
She's going to hit me. She's going to kill me with the fan.
Wait, hold on. Here we go. Last try.
Okay, hold on.
Oh my God. Am I an idiot?
Try it again.
Oh, okay. Oh, it's that way. Oh, okay. Here we go. Ready? Yep.
Boost. Say beast. Boost.
Beast.
All right, thank you, sweetie, for being on here with so much
Thank
fun. All right,
you.
see you guys later.
I love you.